Welcome back, takers, to another episode of Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast, where we're just a few fantasy influencers doing some research, giving you our tips on everything fantasy football related, and some movie, TV, and other sports as well. We'll get into that later. I got something to talk to you later. Ryan, the Tagless Haynes, one of our co-hosts. How you doing?
Yes, sir. What's up? What's up?
I wanted to get in a little bit of baseball with the leftovers, so stick around to the end of the episode as that.
Gross.
That is very exciting. Hey, I do want to give a quick shout out. Kane Ravenna in Vermont. Dude's been repping our merch. He's been spreading our tips. And we're all over the Northeast here.
Good boom. Tough acting tonight.
Thanks a lot, man, for representing. Appreciate it, man. Up in Vermont, huh? So what, a population of 50 people in this town?
Imagine if we got all 50.
Oh my god. Double our listeners.
I mean, listen, the average population for like under 30 is like 2 in the entire state. So we'll see what happens.
We were just kidding. Jesus.
Tell them to move out here. We can use the help on this podcast, as you can already tell. I am back, this fat bitch, another host, and then we got Matt IR Regan. Regan, how you doing? How's your Easter?
My Easter was great, guys. Daughter is hyped up on candy still. Some news that also came out of this weekend, guys. I added another league to my arsenal.
Oh,
I made my way into Dynasty, boys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, baby. Just signed up today. Little sleeper action. It's a startup, so it's all new. As of right now, I had a couple of questions, guys, just in general. So right now they have it set up for only 10 slots, 10 teams. I thought that was a little low. Isn't that a little aggressive? 10 rounds, 28. No, I'm sorry. 28 rounds, 10 teams.
You got to have a stack team.
Yeah, well, obviously, I was anyways.
I mean, obviously. But yeah, 10's a bit short, especially in Dynasty.
Yeah.
But
what's a good number?
12 is my favorite.
12.
A lot of people do 14 squads as well. But isn't everybody doing it for the first time? Everybody popping the cherry at once? All right.
No, there's like 50% are going to be new, 50% are in another one down in Florida, and one moved this way, and they're trying to expand to the Northeast. So,
all right, man. Well, good luck with that. If you need any advice, you can listen to us. Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast on Apple, Spotify. Leave a review there if you could. You can watch us on YouTube as well. Like and subscribe to our channel. Be much appreciated. You can listen to us on Google and Amazon podcasts as well. It is 9 days away, guys, from the NFL draft, April 19th, 2022. If you guys don't want to do the math. Voluntary practices are beginning where everybody's hyping up their 5-yard passes like Miami. Pathetic.
Was it a slant or an out?
It was Tyreek Hill going on a 5-yard out, and everybody's all over it. I'm like, okay, chill out. They're not even wearing pads.
Literally walk to the sideline to get water.
Yeah. It's like, I miss football too, but let's slow our roll here.
It sounds like Tua's improved his arm strength, hitting those outs.
That's a good one.
Good for him.
Got him.
No, I was going to do the crickets, but that would be mean. That was good.
We all laughed. You can't do that.
You can't. But speaking of Dynasty, Regan, we are going to take a little peek at the wide receiver rookie class coming into this draft, and literally just the tip of the tight end class coming in. Spoiler alert, there's not too much there, but we got a couple for you at the end, towards the end of the episode, that we'll sprinkle in there. But before that, our new logo bracket challenge. Regan, tell the people how they can help us out here. For those that are new, for those that have voted, we appreciate you all. You've done a good job. It's a close race, close matchup. So
Yeah,
if you're watching
Mac,
on YouTube, you can see
got
the bracket.
You got a closing date on this, Bad Larry?
No, I did not think that far ahead.
NFL draft 28th, right? So
well,
let's say
that's
27th.
All right, we'll say the 27th. So
that's a long time.
It is a long time. This is a March Madness extended encore bracket challenge going to the end of April. We are going to be doing our big reveal on draft night, though. So, until the logo I want to win is in the lead, then I'll close the poll.
I like it.
But yeah, they're pretty much neck and neck. One is winning by like 2 votes, and about 50 of you have voted. Jared, Connolly, Abby, forgetting names, Rebecca,
my whole work,
your whole
Dave,
work,
Tom, Joe, Billy.
Say any names.
I know, just all
awesome names.
I'll make sure I'll give a good thank you on draft night when we go live, revealing the new logo that Regan has worked hard on. So
either way, make sure if you haven't voted yet, our Facebook page, our Twitter page, everywhere. This thing is posted everywhere. Mac and Ryan and everyone have been insanely great at just keep posting this, and I'm going to keep sharing it. So it's out there. You can find it. Don't be ridiculous. If you didn't vote, you're a jerk.
Whoa. Maybe they just didn't have the time yet.
You guys have thrown it everywhere.
If you saw it and you didn't click the link, you're a jerk.
It's on you.
It literally 20 seconds to vote. And
that might be an over exaggeration. That's so
okay.
Quick.
That's about how long I last anyway.
I knew that joke was coming from somebody.
Inappropriate. You can find the link to the poll in the description of this episode and on our social medias. Just a tip, FFP. Regan did not know that. I set up the link right in the description for you. And you can find all the links to every platform and every social media platform and YouTube. If you are listening to the audio and you want to check out our faces and the overlays in these episodes, we put a lot of work into them. But before we get into the wide receiver rookie class, Ryan, is there anything in your briefs? And
not a lot.
I went to the soundboard instead of the video. My bad.
Sweet sassy molassy.
Yeah, we got a little bit. This is a speedo brief. By the way, quick note: my daughter has started to say "sweet sassy molassy."
That's awesome.
My proudest dad moment. She does not listen to the show, not allowed, but I might say that once or twice around the house here or there. All right, so we got a few quick pieces of information here. First off, Green Bay signs game changer here, boys. Devontae Adams replacement, Sammy Watkins on a 2-year deal. Regan, 31-year-old Sammy Watkins. Is he the true number one that Green Bay needs?
That's a negative. He's a Valdez-Scantling replacement.
If that.
Yeah, seriously. That's not a big fan. But if they don't add anybody, tell you who I'm drafting.
Amari Rodgers.
Randall Cobb.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Not a Green Bay
bad.
Hey, welcome to Dynasty World, Regan. You're gonna have those guys on your bench. Just in case.
Mac, you got anything to say about this this big signing here?
No, we've already spent 30 seconds too long on it.
Beautiful. All right. Baker Mayfield, he's in the news. Has not been moved yet, but speculation, a couple rumors out there. Carolina Panthers are interested in bringing Baker Mayfield in. Not Robbie Anderson, but the front office. And maybe.
Cut him off. I like it.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, if you thought that was funny, maybe the Detroit Lions have some interest in bringing in Baker to compete with Jared Goff. So let's just one man's trash.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Regan, do you know the Robbie Anderson story?
I don't. He said that. I was like, oh, what happened?
He was not happy about Baker Mayfield possibly coming, right?
He didn't
was
say anything
posting
about
that on
Sam
Twitter.
Darnold.
He responded to a tweet saying that they had interest by just saying no with like 10 O's.
He knows what it's like with Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Fun fact about Sam Darnold: he's only like a day older than Kenny Pickett. Sam Darnold, this will be his 5th year in the league.
I mean, Josh Rosen's probably not much older than Kenny Pickett too, and I think his career is about done.
Yeah, he's been on like 8 teams.
Poor guy. Save your money. All right. Anything else, Ryan?
Yeah, Derek Carr. It seems like the Raiders are going to commit to him at least over the next 3 years. So he is signed through 2025, $121.5 million extension, no trade clause. So they committed to him. Mac, what are you thinking here? Right move?
Yeah. I mean, you have a dependable car. You just want to detail it, invest a little bit in the performance, hopefully, and see what happens. You really don't have much other choices. You don't want to take on any more debt, get ahead of the market, and that's what they're doing. Average team. Good luck to you.
No trade clause. No one's trading for him. That was the worst part of all that information.
Maybe that wasn't actually in the contract. Maybe that was just implied.
Yeah.
Yep. No trades here. Yeah, he's kind of like a Nissan Rogue compared to like Tom Brady, who's a Land Rover. I feel like that's a good comparison.
Didn't even give him the Murano.
No, he's like
drive a Nissan Rogue.
Basic B. Hey, listen, I drive an Equinox. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're car.
Bad.
They're not great though.
It's the fiancés, but I drive it on the weekends.
Mac, I'm gonna let's hold off on some of these defensive signings. Not a huge piece of information. I'll mention it real quick. Stephen Gilmore signs with the Colts. Denzel Ward signed to the Browns for 5 years. But I'm more intrigued about these possible wide receiver holdouts. So what are you hearing on that front?
So AJ Brown, Deebo Samuel, and Terry McLaurin. They are the 2019 wide receiver class that is all the rage. You want these guys on your squad, and they seem to be doing a little sit-in holdout for voluntary practices this week here, Regan. Pay the guys, make them play. What's going on? What do you think?
It's tough to get 3 giant names to go out and do it. We've seen a couple players in the past hold out, and it's worked out for some, and some it's not. So all these players are on, well, other than McLaurin, are on playoff teams. So
I think McLaurin just should be traded.
Yeah, I wish.
To Green Bay.
Wait. We're just assuming the Commanders aren't a playoff team. That doesn't seem right.
Their team's not even an NFL team.
Doesn't matter. NFC East, anything can happen.
They got former NFL MVP at the Realms. At the helms. Helms? Oh,
at the helm. Yes. Helms deep.
Tuesday.
All right, and that's it for the briefs. Let's get down to these wide receivers here.
I thought you said there wasn't much news.
There's not.
That's a lot of news.
we try to keep
that was like a 6-minute brief. That was the shortest brief of all time.
Oh my God, where the hell is it? There it is.
Holy shit, there's a lot of news. It's true, the market is becoming saturated.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ryan. If you guys haven't left yet, just make sure to like and subscribe, download the episodes, and be much appreciated, and vote in our poll. We are going to get into the rookie wide receiver class. We're going to touch on a few names, not all of them, or else we'd be here all night. But just some ones that we think will be, Ryan, make an immediate impact eventually. Pay attention, Regan. Dynasty, you need it. All right, let's get into this. Let's unwrap all this here.
Deboned chicken stuffed in a deboned duck stuffed in a deboned turkey with dressing between the chicken and the duck and the duck and the turkey.
I'd eat that.
I would too, but it's a lot to unpack here. So first on the board, checking us out on YouTube, you can see the overlay. We got the pros and cons, the ticker, some little perks when you're watching that you can't always hear, obviously, because you'd have to see them. Idiot. Garrett Wilson, Ohio State wide receiver, junior, 6 foot, 192. Ryan Wilson of CBS has him going round 1, pick 8 to the Atlanta Falcons. Was he the fastest guy at the combine? 4.38? I think so. Or he was the second.
He was up there. Jeff definitely jumped the highest. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, wow. He did. 36-inch vert. Jesus. What was your vertical in high school there, Regan?
Did negative numbers count?
No.
I was going to say mine was like 3, I think. It's all 3.
I got it. I got to at least 20 inches, but there's no point in making linemen jump. It's so dumb. Anyway, some pros here. We got Garrett Wilson with Ricky Bobby mentality. He's fast. He likes to go fast, man. He has deceptive speed. Surprises some DBs. He can break loose, get open. A contortionist. Circus Dole? How do you say that? In English,
I think you nailed
something like that. He's a contortionist up in the air, so that's what he wants to do in his free time. And he's slippery here, Ryan. What do you mean by that?
He's got slip and go talent after the catch.
He sweats a lot.
That's a quote from Lance Zierlein from NFL.com.
We are nailing these pronunciations. All right, cons. He's a bit raw. Gets his steps in. What do you mean by man with no plan? Oh my God, this sounds terrible for somebody that wants to work out on the treadmill, not on the football field. What are we doing here, Ryan?
I know, right? Excessive stutter steps, and he doesn't always have a plan when he's running his routes. So it says takes off without a clear route plan, and he has a elongated stem.
Okay.
And that would be?
I don't know. I can tell you what, though. Here's my analysis on Garrett Wilson. Out of the turducken, he's like the turkey part of the turducken. Like, you can't really mess it up. If it's a little dry, you can put some gravy on it. It'll taste just fine. He's going to be probably the surest thing out of this draft. He might not have the highest ceiling. His floor will definitely not be the lowest. And that's kind of where I'm standing right now on Garrett Wilson.
Where do you think he's going?
I think he goes to Houston, round 1, pick 13. Ideally, I'd actually like to see this Ryan Wilson projection land, but the Falcons round 1, pick 8. In Atlanta, that situation's going to get better in time, so it's okay to draft a young receiver on that team. And I'll tell you what, this year, even with Mariota and that poor offense, he still should get a ton of volume. Now, whether or not that's going to be Jerry Jeudy rookie volume, where he has like a 52% catch to target rate, or if it's going to be an Amon-Ra St. Brown kind of volume, only time will tell. But if you play the volume, you'll usually end up sitting pretty well.
Turn the volume up. I like it. Regan, how about you?
Yeah, so I'm projecting. This is going to be early. He's not going to make it out of the top 10. Not even the top 5. Just with the talent. And there's so many teams that are wide receiver needy this year. None being more than the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm sticking with you, Ryan, and your concept. The Atlanta Falcons need help now. I am projecting he goes to the Jets, but I'm just thinking, Atlanta needs this bad. Jets have another pick out around pick 10, I believe. They lost a lot of wide receivers for this year, but we'll leave that on the back burner. But they did just lose Russell Gage to Tampa. And Gage, he was a smaller wide receiver. He was shifty, smooth routes. Ironically, Wilson is exactly the same guy, if not way better, though. He's got all the same qualities, but kicked up a notch. So I really think they already saw this work in their offense. Why wouldn't they go out there and grab another one with an uptick as well?
All right, I like it. Yeah, they desperately need help. They could take any one of these wide receivers. So, like you said, I'm projecting now that he will be a top 10 pick to the Jets. Unfortunately, I think he would fit pretty nicely in New England, though. He can find a way to get open in his routes and would move the chains, and he'd be definitely the best athlete on the team there. But he's not dropping down to 21 there. So Jets is my pick. He'll open up things nice for Wilson, find that spot in the zone, hopefully be a PPR machine, especially with the Jets defense. They're going to have to come back a lot, unfortunately. So Wilson will have to keep on slinging it around. I don't think we'll see him land on a team that will know how to use his abilities right. So I'm not thinking it's going to be a great first rookie year, especially if he goes to the Jets, because they got a long way to go. But I think with Wilson being as radical as he is, slinging it up there, I'm hoping that enough volume to him, he's going to make enough plays. So to the Jets at number 10.
I like it.
And any thoughts? Oh, okay. You guys like that too?
It makes sense.
Well,
I really
listen,
like your concept of New England, though. That'd be nice.
Would be.
Hell yeah, I would take that. I think he's very well rounded. So to pair him with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis, he's a nice in between.
That's right. I like being in between. Never mind.
On to the next one.
Next one, Treylon Burks. The pros, he can turn on a dime. Nice. And he has strong. Ooh, typo here. My bad. We'll miss that one. He sells his body for a premium here. Oh, my God. What do we mean by that, Ryan? He sells his body out?
Yeah, man. He goes and makes the catch. He tries to make the catch, and he'll sacrifice his body. He's got strong hammers and big hands.
I was saying we were going to keep that out. Jason Chris, man. All right, cons. He needs to take breaks from the pasta. Oh, man. Yeah, he needs to keep his playing weight. So lay off the carbs a bit. Pot meat kettle. He likes to make the flashy catches, like we said, going out there, selling his body out, but he does hold back with his yak. I cracked myself up. His yards after catch, he doesn't get all he can. He doesn't use a lot of his strength consistently, Ryan, the stiff arm ability to get the yards after catch. So he can develop that, though, right? We're not like this is his peak.
Yeah, I mean, I think in time he can be taught to use his strength to his advantage. He's 6'3", he's 225. He's got all the size you want out of an NFL receiver. Obviously, 225, you don't really want to go, like you mentioned, much higher than that as a wide receiver in NFL. Otherwise, you're turning into a tight end pretty quickly. But the biggest thing with the yards after the catch is he doesn't have the same breakaway speed as some of these guys, but he's big. He's got great hands. He can go up and get those 50-50 grabs. He can be a touchdown machine. If you listen to other podcasts, which I wouldn't, he has the highest upside. His floor it might be a little bit lower than a Garrett Wilson, but this guy could be an absolute stud at the NFL level. My prediction for him is that he ends up with the Eagles round 1, pick 18. Sadly, if that happens, like every other first-round receiver the Eagles grab, he'll likely be a dud. So if that does happen, I might stay away from Treylon Burks. But his ideal landing spot, and this is very realistic for him, and this there's two ideal landing spots for all these guys: the Packers and the Chiefs. Realistically, Treylon Burks could end up with the Packers at pick 22, and I think that would be perfect for him.
I think there's one more team you're forgetting about, but we'll get to them later.
The New England
Regan.
Patriots.
Nope.
So first off, I don't agree with your projected, but my projected landing spot is the Arizona Cardinals at pick 23. And that's only if he drops, with people being a little bit worried about a few things here and there, mostly his weight and whatnot. But having him matched up with DeAndre Hopkins going down the field would be absolutely insane in the NFL. But that's just my projected. My landing spot, however, is the Philadelphia Eagles, Ryan. I think it would be a great landing spot for him. They have studs there. They have Devonta Smith. They have a stacked backfield. Jalen Hurts, if they continue to keep him at the realm at QB, this would be huge for him to step it up.
You messed him up, Ryan.
Why?
At the helm, not the realm.
Jesus.
We'll edit that out.
No, it's okay. That's who I am. Anyways,
it is who you are. That is for sure.
Yeah. That was messed up. Anyways, Brooks has the ability to spread out the field. He's a big dude. This is exactly what a struggling Jalen Hurts needs. He's got the talent and the showmanship with Smith. Let's spread out the field. And also, Burke could be a huge in the middle of the field target for him. He's literally a tight end that's really, really fast. I don't know how else to put it, but he's a big target. Can open up for him and give him some needed help big time. So we'll see. I really hope this plays out, Ryan, so you and I can put a nice hefty bet on this one. Just
Excellent.
saying.
Just playing the trends, man. Playing the numbers.
Cool, man. Your numbers suck.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Jalen Hurts could use a weapon, but I think they're moving on from him next year. That's why they're stacking up on picks. But wide receiver, I am leaning towards the Eagles, but as Ryan has already said, ideal landing spot, Green Bay. One of those teams at 22. I don't think he's going to make it there. He'll either go to the Saints or the Eagles in that 15 to 18 or 19 pick. I think it's 15 to 19, that bunch. He's a little bit bigger than Devontae Adams was, just slightly slower than him at his combine as well, 4.5. But he would be a nice weapon in Green Bay if he falls to them. But I don't think that's happening. Teams are worried of missing out on a game changer like Adams. So I think a lot of these receivers are going to be taken pretty high. That's just my opinion. I'm no expert, just a fantasy enthusiast. Adams was taken in the second round, though, so that's why I'm thinking a lot of people aren't going to want to miss him. So Philadelphia, they do need that other wide receiver threat. They locked up their tight end, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith they took last year, but he's a little guy. Get the size like a DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. It'll be the East Coast version, and we'll see what happens. He's able to run block too, so if he can't get open for Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts is scrambling, hey, lead him to the end zone, man. You'll be out on the field more.
The wild card team, I think, in this draft that could possibly target a receiver in the first round, that would be a fantastic landing spot. And maybe this is what you were alluding to, Mac, the Los Angeles Chargers.
No, I have seen that in mocks though, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised because they just locked up Mike Williams, but Keenan Allen is getting older, so
Absolutely.
look for them where they have number 17 overall.
Number 17, it's right in that wide receiver range where they can snag one of those guys. You're not getting an elite offensive lineman or secondary player on defense, which is the strength of this draft. So best player available is probably going to be a receiver at that point.
If the Chargers do take a receiver, they're going to be top 3 pick for me. I want that receiver.
Dynasty.
Instead of the one that in Dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Little caveat. We're talking dynasty, not redraft. We'll worry about that later. We got all summer to worry about that.
Yeah.
So
You
this
need
is
to know where
just
they're going first.
dynasty startup drafts. When is your dynasty startup draft, Regan?
12 days.
Ooh. And the rookies mixed in or separate?
I don't know. You guys tell me.
No, you
Beat
got
me,
to talk
big
to your
bird.
commissioner. You better separate it. We'll talk after. We gotta have an episode on that. All right.
Oh, we got to tell the people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll have an episode and
That's
share
what I'm
it
getting at. Take it
with
easy,
the
biscuit.
takers. Oh
Jesus.
my god. Where the hell were we? We're moving on, aren't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
Next guy. Flying over to Heathrow here. Drake London is pro's magnum length. He's got long arms. He had the 6 foot rule before it was cool. And what do I mean by that? He gets the separation with his catches. He gets the defenders away from him. Keep him away. Give him the space. Some cons here, though. He needs an improv class. So he kind of sticks too close to the playbook. And then when the play's breaking down, he's like, well, this is my route. I'm not coming back to the quarterback. So when you watch that, his highlight reels and stuff, you're not always going to see that. You watch some other film, watch some negative plays too. Don't just look at all the good ones. But 6'4", 213 pounds. I like him a lot. He didn't do the 40 time though. So maybe his stock draft is stock capital. Wow. Edit that out. Draft capital is dropping. His stock is dropping. My bad. What do you think, Ryan?
So this is my favorite part about some of this analysis. Lance Zierlein, I might have gotten that name right this time. His comp for Drake, Ed McCaffrey. You guys remember Ed
Who?
McCaffrey?
Nope.
Who the hell is Ed McCaffrey?
Oh, come on.
Christian
man.
McCaffrey's dad?
90s, Denver Broncos, John
Yes.
Elway's lead guy.
Yes.
If
Yep.
he's not already a Hall of Famer, he's a future Hall of Famer. Big touchdown machine, just made some ridiculous catches. And that's all I have to say about Drake London.
That's all? You don't
Future
have
Hall
a
of Famer.
projection? You don't have a projection of where he's going?
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to project that he's the first wide receiver off the board in this draft. I think he's the one that goes to the Jets. I think he goes there at number 10. They've been looking for a elite receiver all offseason. And I know Max, I'm ready for this rebuttal, but he has the size. He's pretty well-rounded where he gets open fairly quickly, so he can be used tight to the line of scrimmage. He's not just this deep threat or this red zone threat. So he gives you a little bit more than Corey Davis. He can make some really tough catches to get you those first downs to keep the drives going. So if you pair him with an Elijah Moore, who's more of your slot guy, your shifty guy, your yards after the catch guy, and Corey Davis, who's going to be your deep threat, your speedster, I think that creates a very dangerous trio, and I like that trio a lot with the Jets and Zach Wilson. But yeah, why don't you go ahead, Mac, with your rebuttal here?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. I think you were saying Elijah Moore. I mean, you kind of disrespect him when you bring up Corey Davis first. You don't think Elijah Moore has the elite potential?
I think he has elite potential, but I don't want everyone to get too far ahead of themselves. He had 6 really good games, or a good 6-game stretch, I should say, with about 4 really, really good games.
He was like a top 5 wide receiver in that stretch before he got hurt.
But it was also Corey Davis missed 3 of those games. Zach Wilson missed 4
like he
of
always
those games.
does.
Mike White was throwing him the ball. Who was the other guy
Mike
throwing
White.
him the ball for a hot second there?
Joe Flacco?
No, it wasn't Flacco. Josh Johnson. So it was a weird stretch, and then Elijah went
JJ,
down.
how can I forget about him?
See any more of Elijah after that? So I don't know, man. I'm not fully invested into the elite Elijah Moore conversation.
All right, too much Jet talk. Regan, help us out here.
Speaking of not possibly being elite, Drake, guys. Yes, he is awesome with the contended catches, but that brings two questions to my mind. Is he getting lucky in all of these? And is he not able to pull away from these coverage guys? Is he really just getting really lucky? I know the numbers are off the chart when it comes to his contested catches, but I agree with you, Ryan. The ideal landing spot is the New York Jets. I think because of my questions of him, Zach Wilson is the ideal quarterback for him. Zach Wilson, he's ballsy. He'll throw the ball in there tight, and he's accurate. So somebody that possibly can't pull away from a defender needs an accurate ball, and also needs somebody just to say screw it and throw it for him to produce. So this is really me just being worried. I don't know. I just want him to prove himself before I'm drafting him and stuff like that. So I want to see a little bit more from him. But I did project that he goes to Houston. I was surprised to hear you say that the Jets are taking the first wide receiver off the board at 10. You don't think anybody's going higher? That's I like that. I hope that happens. But I could picture somebody taking him earlier. And if if the Jets take somebody at possibly like 4 or something like that, I could see him slipping to Houston at 13.
You want to answer that, Ryan, or me?
No, yeah, I think I think he could certainly slip. I think a lot of teams in the top 10 could pass on wide receivers. I mean, yeah, the Falcons might take one, but they also might take a quarterback. Carolina might take one, they might also take a quarterback. The Jets might take one, but they got a lot of other areas they have to target. So it's a matter of what these teams are going to prefer and what they're going to want to address more immediately. So we'll see, but I could see the first receiver coming off the board at 10, and then that's when you start to see them coming off between 10 and 20.
Good insight. Mac, what do you got, Home Slice?
I think as soon as one receiver goes, there's going to be a whole run of them, so it'll be fun.
Can't
it's
wait like a regular draft.
Exactly. Can't wait for the drinking game we're going to do live on our YouTube channel, Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast during the draft. All right. My projected landing spot, New Orleans, 16th overall. My ideal landing spot, though, would be Baltimore at number 14. So he's my number one wide receiver prospect as well. I would take him over any of these guys, really depending on the landing spot, though, or not really, barely depending on it. Excuse me. I'm going to take him over all of them unless one of them goes to Kansas City or something. They'll be like, all right, you got to go with him. So I would love to have him on Baltimore. I think they need another big body besides Mark Andrews. He needs to share some damn targets, please. The weaknesses we listed might be off-putting, but I think the foundation is there and just a specimen to build off of. So to build your wide receiver core around him, we'll see with Marquise Brown. He's not staying around, and Rashad Bateman. We still got to see. It really disappointing to have that core surgery last year, but I think they're going to need a wide receiver, so I could see him going there. Kind of my dark horse. Baltimore taking him, but I'm pretty sure they're going to pass and go defense as usual. But they'll set up the play action nice for him to get him open in that intermediate level in the defense. I don't expect him to break out as a rookie, though, so it will be an investment. I want to see him go to a team where they can develop him, and he'll have that 2-year jump, or that second-year jump, rather. Similar path to A.J. Brown. In his year 2, wide receiver 12 with 70 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Metcalf in his second year, wide receiver 7, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 83 receptions. McLaurin, probably more likely, wide receiver 20, 87 receptions, 1,100 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I can see him getting there in his sophomore year.
Like it. I really like your projected landing spot in the New Orleans Saints. Not that I think that's the most ideal, but it seems like something they could possibly do or need at that point.
Yeah. I mean, they got the picks for it, so take a shot on another wide receiver talent because who knows with Michael Thomas, man.
Yeah, and Thomas is more of a slot guy too, so it gives him some versatility in that offense as well.
True.
Definitely.
All right. Anything else? Moving on. All right, we'll pick it up a bit here. Chris Olave. Oh my God. Olave. My bad. Little snowman. He is can't believe it's not butter smooth with his routes here, Ryan. I don't know what you're going with that. You want some butter on the mind? Separation from the defenders. He tracks the ball with ease with his eyes. He grabs it, snags it. He can burst all three levels of the defense. He's able to settle in quickly with the hitch and curls, so he's very versatile in all his routes. Tell me something that we should not like about him, though, Ryan.
I mean, his yards after the catch, they're not great. So if you're looking for somebody who's looking to make some really big plays, kind of out of nothing, I don't think he's necessarily that kind of guy. But some of the things I really like about Chris Olave is that he's very consistent. He seems like he's going to be a good wide receiver in the NFL, and I think all you really know from a fantasy aspect is that his ceiling's probably going to be a wide receiver 2, and his floor is probably going to be a wide receiver 4. So he's going to be a decent first round pick in your upcoming dynasty leagues.
Pretty much.
So
6'1", 188 pounds. Sorry, I don't think I mentioned that, from Ohio State. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want me to get into my projections here, I think that the Cowboys round 1, pick 24, I think that would be perfect for him. Obviously, they're going to be missing out on Amari Cooper. They're probably going to have to target the wide receiver position. Michael Gallup is probably not going to be back for the start of the season, and even if he is, I'm not convinced they're going to. I know they just paid him a lot of money, but for him to be a solidified wide receiver number 2, I think they're banking on a receiver coming in on a rookie deal, cheap, that can kind of fill that role. So I would like to see him in Dallas. Ideally, Kansas City, if he can slip that far to pick 30. I think if you pair him with a Patrick Mahomes, this kid could be really something special, and he'd probably be in that wide receiver 2 conversation.
You eventually. Totally just like jacked my notes.
You're cool.
Oh, he's talking about me.
I'm out.
I am. Yeah, that was the other high-powered offense I was talking about. If a receiver lands there, I'm all about it. Is Dallas, but yeah, I would like to see him there. Number 24 overall, like you said, trade away Cooper for cheap to offload the salary instead of just restructuring and getting a guy that's smart with the cap, like every other team that's spending tons of money because the cap ceiling is going up next year and the year after. But yeah, who knows when Gallup will be back? They're going to need to sign Lamb to an extension, or they're going to be dumb and treat Lamb like they did with Cooper. And but that high-powered offense, a top 5 potential in the QB, I would love him there. What do you got, Regan?
Yeah, so like you guys are saying with Kansas City, an ideal landing spot. The other one is Green Bay. I'm projecting them, or my ideal landing spot is them at 22. Really, it all comes down to Olave has been known to be the smoothest and precise route runner in the draft class, at least from what I've seen. And my main hole that I think of from a player like that would be Devontae Adams in Green Bay. The fact that he's not there, and Aaron Rodgers loves his wide receivers running precise routes and whatnot. We always see him yelling at players for not running the right route properly and so on. So I think this would be a great hole for him to, fill. And it could work out great for Aaron Rodgers and not have to do too much work in general. They're going to have to work on some timing. And if he's already got the skill when it comes to route running, that's one foot in already. So And he could be amazing at this location. Obviously, there isn't much there for competition, so could be fun to see as well.
Yeah, he is very. We've been harping on it. Very smooth with his routes there. It's not margin for error.
Oh, that was awesome. Sorry, I'm a dad.
No need to apologize. That was great. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, well, you're not a dad. You need to apologize.
I am. I am an uncle. It's good enough. Ryan, anything else on him?
No, I'm excited to get into this next guy here.
All right, let's get into him then. Go ahead.
Hmm?
You want me? I'll take it. All right, Jameson Williams, pros, longer than average, smooth route tree, and a man of mystery. His cons: he's a lanky runner. He just he tore his ACL or had an ACL injury in the national championship game, so he's still recovering from that. And he does tend to give up on plays at times. But real quick, my projection and my ideal landing spot, the New England Patriots, baby, at pick number 21. I had to double check that for a second. I honestly think like he's versatile. The dude kind of does it all. Great route runner. He's not so disciplined, and Bill kind of likes his project, so maybe he slips a little bit farther. But he can also be utilized in special teams as well. And when you're talking about multiple areas of the game, that's right up Bill's alley. Plus, Alabama product.
Bingo.
Yeah, first round wide receiver. He'll be a bust if he's in New England, though, right?
Let me think about it.
Even though
we got about the same track record as the Eagles.
With more Super Bowls.
Well, Ryan, I 100% agree. Ideal and projected is New England. My thought process, though, is I don't know if the Patriots are going to feel like taking another first round wide receiver just from, Harry and whatnot. So I could picture them if he falls, people are nervous about the ACL. Possibly they could trade back in, maybe even with the Lions at 32, grabbing that last pick in the first. But like you said, this could work out great. He could have been the number one prospect necessarily if he didn't tear his ACL. Great player. They did not play in Alabama, which sucks, together, Mac Jones and Wilson, Williams.
Williams, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the simple one.
I got the last one
Don't
mixed up.
laugh over
But
it,
anyways,
it's fine.
so they didn't play. So they didn't play with each other, but like you said, Alabama product could be nice to have him in there. We know how Bill likes that and so on. So, and then Mac Jones, he needs somebody to grow with, which could be great. We always see this with quarterbacks getting their new guy and growing together. Right now is the time. You have Mac Jones on a very low contract, literally going to make $15 million in like 5 years, which is nothing. Go grab a wide receiver while you still can. Get ready to, let him grow. So I'm excited. Mac, who's the crappy team you projected them to go to?
Do you really have to ask? Probably the worst team. Houston, number 13. I'm projecting him to go because he's going to be a bit of a project that's going to take some time. And what do the Texans have that all the other teams don't? Time and a need at every position. So they'll draft him, redshirt him type of season, slowly develop him. And when he's back to 100%, they'll bring him in. Who knows if he'll even play this year? If he goes to a team that has no playoff potential, no future but no immediate playoff potential. Which
they're not winning anytime soon.
They're not winning. Houston. Or the Lions. They'll need a dependable wide receiver, though, once Cooks moves on. And they drafted and developed Hopkins, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they take this route. I know a lot of mock drafts have him going there. Pretty vanilla take from me, but that's where I'm betting that he's going to go.
It's all up in the air this year. There's so many wide receivers. and every single person has different top 5, top 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's intense. But I was just on your thought of, Houston having time to watch him, develop and whatnot. I feel like the Patriots also do, at least the next for the first year. They don't even have an offensive coordinator necessarily. The Bills are stacked up.
Miami's fully loaded. Yeah, you go
exactly. Wait a year, watch them grow, get an offensive coordinator and maybe a cornerback, please, and they can start killing it again.
So Belichick just turned 70 though on Saturday. So happy birthday, Bill, if you're listening. He doesn't have much time. The Patriots might, but he doesn't. And
it's true. Good point.
Did we talk about this? The offense coordinator situation for the Patriots? They were talking to Bill O'Brien, but Bill O'Brien committed to 2 years with Alabama. So they said possibly next year Bill O'Brien will be coming back to work with Mac Jones. So we'll see. I don't want any part of the Patriots offense in fantasy, but we'll get to that later this summer. Just a little side note there. Anyway, moving on to just the tip of the tight ends. If you stayed this long in the episode, we appreciate it. We're almost there. Trey McBride, tight end from Colorado State, 6'3", 249 pounds. Ryan Wilson's projected him to go to Green Bay, round 2 pick, number 59. I don't like that. I don't want that at all. But he has a thick frame like a log cabin. He's short and quick on the ins and outs. He jacked off an elephant. Ryan, what the hell? This is a family show. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Zerlin's scouting report. His hands are big, efficient, and sticky. That's a real quote. So I threw a little replacement reference in there for you, Regan and Ryan.
I think that's what he meant. I think that's what he meant by that.
I think he did too. He also said he has excellent weight distribution and thickness in his frame. So, like a log cabin. Cons, when he goes out, he barely scores. He only scored 1 touchdown his senior year. He's more the traditional tight end, like he'll line up as a traditional tight end. You won't see him line up in the slot too much. And he gets stage fright. What do I mean by that? He's not clutch.
That's why he barely scores.
That's why he barely scores, exactly. He had 90 receptions, though, and 1,100 yards. So that's not bad. That's got to be a top 10 tight end in the NFL. In fantasy. But yeah, he slows his feet at the end of the route before the catch. And yeah, we'll see how he works out in the NFL, but there's not much hype around him. So you guys got any thoughts on him? I know I threw these guys in last minute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% surprised about the lack of touchdowns. He's on a mediocre Colorado State team. Anybody who knows anything about Steve Adazio, and I, as a big BC fan, do. He just left BC a couple of years ago, is the head coach of Colorado State now, and that guy is the worst offensive coach I have ever seen in my entire life. So if you gave him, if there were no defenders in a red zone, he would not figure out how to score. Like he is literally the worst. But he did have 90 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and he's a good blocking tight end. I think he ends up in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Oh, I forgot my spot. I'm sorry. My projected landing spot, New York Giants at number 36 overall. They need a tight end. Go look at their depth chart. You won't even recognize the games. Evan Ingram just signed with Jaguars, so they're going to be looking for a replacement.
Jones, baby.
Shut up. I said you won't recognize the name. Useless. But I would like to see him in Indy. at number 42 overall, the Colts need a good tight end threat. Mo Alley Cox, he's gigantic. He's a gigantic Cox there. But he is not fast in the field and getting out open. More of that red zone threat. Oh, Trey McBride, he can get open in the field. And Matt Ryan's going to need that type of tight end because I don't think Mo Alley Cox is going to do it. I think he'll be more like a Hunter Henry type of this past year. Borderline top 10 tight end if he goes there. You got any thoughts, Regan?
Surprisingly, I don't have a lot of thoughts on tight ends. And if you're doing a redraft, you're not drafting them anyways. Never draft a rookie tight end redraft. But anyways, I actually like both your concepts in your ideal landing spots. Shut up, Mac. Let me finish.
Hold on. You were all about Kyle Pitts last year.
Yeah, and it proved me wrong.
No, if he
in my defense,
he would have been a great pick, but he just
in my
didn't seem
defense,
like
that team fell apart.
They did.
So
if you love Kyle Pitts, you'll love Trey McBride.
That's not even accurate at all.
Absolutely. They both get in the end zone once a year.
I was gonna say Treylon Burke is more accurate compared to Pitts. Anyways, I'm projected landing spot is the Giants. Obviously, Evan Ingram's gone. For my ideal landing spot though, I thought about like the most opening spots, and the Texans always come to my mind. It's sad, but there's always us. There's always a need in this team. Maybe they just, I don't know. It sucks. I don't want to go to the Texans. I feel so bad for this guy.
You could bring
he needs to go to a good team
player at every position, and you could be like, yeah, he should go to the Texans because you're absolutely right, Reeks. It's like they need everything. Sad. So who's this guy? He's a cornerback. Oh, he's a guard. He's got to go to the Texans. They're in the right.
Mm-hmm. Really could. Real quick, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just to sum it up, is tight ends are not very deep this year. Simple enough.
Yeah, it's too tight to get in there. Not too deep. But if you guys listened last year, we had some calls on players, and I called Pat Freiermuth having an immediate impact, Ryan, on the season in redraft. My guy for this year is Isaiah Likely. He had 12 touchdowns last season, leading all eligible tight ends in this year's draft. He also had 59 receptions, 912 yards. He has scored at least 5 touchdowns in all 4 seasons in his college career. That was at Coastal Carolina, though. But he's 6'5", 249 pounds. Another local guy, like the Muth. He went to Everett High School. He's from Cambridge. So he's a big playmaker, too. He has 5 touchdowns, over 50 yards on the reception. So he can make some big plays at tight end. We'll see what he can do at the pro level, though.
More likely to ride the bench than find the end zone.
Damn. I need like a shots. I did. I need some like shots fired. That's the best I could do. Yeah, I like it, but I would like to see him at the tight end position with the Titans in the 3rd round, because Hooper's not going to do it. He can take that starting role.
I think Hooper's a buy this year, but we'll get into that. All
right.
Yep. I like Hooper.
Wow.
All right. We'll have to discuss that. Anything else you guys want to talk about for these players that we discussed before we get to our leftovers?
No, I know it's a lot of information, but it's important information and you need it if you're in a dynasty league. And there's so many more players that are in dynasty formats right now. So we're through the rookies. We got the draft coming up. We got a lot of exciting things on the horizon. And this was fun. This is fun this year.
We do have a special episode. I meant to bring that up at the beginning. that we're going to record on Sunday with a special guest. Maybe release it Sunday night or Monday. We'll see. But we got a lot coming at you these next couple weeks. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast, and listen to us on the audio platforms that you like. The link is in the description. So if you prefer Spotify over Google, go ahead and look in the description. Find Spotify. Click it. I set it up nice and easy for you. Follow us, Just a Tip FFP, and go vote on the new logo bracket challenge final. We'll need it. And we will reveal Thursday night live during the draft around 8 o'clock. Tentative schedule. Follow us. We'll keep you updated. And with that, let's open up our leftovers, guys. Who would like to go first? Okay, I will go first.
We do that to him every time. I love it.
That was on purpose.
I saw it. I saw your expressions. I knew you guys were colluding against me. The new Thor trailer. A lot of hype about it. And I am just like, why? It's just a teaser.
Really?
Come on. I'm sorry. I'm getting
short.
really
Very short.
I'm getting over all the Marvel stuff. Like Spider-Man was great. All the TV shows have been way overhyped, way overrated. Like they're okay. I haven't seen Moon Knight yet, but I have a feeling that these movies are really gonna lack. I think we touched the sun with Infinity War and Endgame, and we're coming back to Earth. Unfortunately,
is Natalie Portman still in the Thor movies?
Oh, yeah.
She is Lady Thor in this one.
Oh, all right. Well, count me.
Not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. You pricks. Before you start commenting, you go ahead, comment. Throw an insult. Throw the comments in there. I don't care. All right, Ryan, what do you got for a leftover?
Bridgerton season 2, you guys.
Okay, Regan. Regan, what do you got for a leftover?
Other than my Dynasty news that I already brought up, demoing a bathroom sucks.
Oh God,
that's all I got. Just doing man things, football and demo.
Just dig a hole in the backyard.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, say that to my wife.
You're rich though. Hire
turn my man cave into a bathroom.
Ugh, gross. Don't do that.
Save like $500 just on I watched a video just to install a toilet. It costs $500 to get it installed. It's 2 screws and a nut for the water line.
Do it for $9.99. Shovel, backyard. Make sure it's deep.
Even that shovel's cheap. $9.99 for a shovel.
It was a sand shovel for the beach, but
the blasting you guys out there for 12 hours.
All right, guys, follow us. Check us out live on our YouTube channel Thursday night, April 28th, and go vote. Links are in the description, people. Get out there, just like their moms do. That doesn't work. Good night.
Well, Ryan said.